Welcome to the ACC Panic Room alongside Lauren Brownlow. I'm Joe Ovies. I'm stuck in New York because apparently there's a nor'easter coming through. I was actually supposed to be on a flight right now. I was not going to stick around for the championship game for work reasons, but instead I'm here waiting out whatever it is that's going on. So I guess we can talk.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Planes, trains, and automobiles, Brownlow. Well, the funny thing is, like on my way over here, we got delayed and we didn't get off the tarmac at RDU because of a wind advisory up in New York. So
Ah,
I didn't get here like until Tuesday morning at like 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the morning. So this entire trip is cursed, just like the ACC tournament championship game, cursed to not have a third meeting between North Carolina and Duke.
well, listen, too many things had gone right for like the ACC's bubble teams.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
was too many good things for the ACC. That was not, they'd reached the quota, I guess. So the ACC could not have the nice thing of a Duke Carolina rematch. Although it's funny. I mean, you don't think about it until it's on the horizon and it's almost happening, but you're like, does Carolina want to play Duke again? Like, it doesn't matter. They have nothing to lose. It
no,
doesn't undo what happened in Durham. But if you're a Carolina fan, like, do you want anything to like temper your enjoyment of that moment? I don't think you do. So hey, now,
yeah, I
now you
don't.
don't have to deal with it. Now you don't have to deal with Paolo Banchero getting to say that he got to avenge the loss. I mean, he did not hesitate when asked what
Yeah,
he wanted from that game.
yeah.
He said Carolina, and now he won't get the chance to avenge it.
It's okay. So a couple things about this. Virginia Tech beating North Carolina and North Carolina just having one of those bad nights that we've seen, like the bad Carolina showed up again.
Yeah.
I'm I'm not going to take anything away from that game last night. I'm really not. I think North Carolina showed me a lot more in the win against Duke and then not having the letdown game against Virginia
Right.
on Thursday. To me, the way they were able to overcome all of that stuff showed me a little bit more than what last night could have meant, right? I mean, it was also like it was also Mike Young's, as Gilio and I joke, righteous gemstones crew of like Padula. Really? Like where were you when the Padula mixtape dropped in New York? I mean, dude was cooking last night. I'm supposed to expect that to like I don't know. I thought the whole thing was a little bit on the fluky side for North Carolina. Not to say that North Carolina doesn't have their flaws. We know they're a
Yeah.
flawed team. It's just that all those flaws came out at the worst possible time. Now, this is good for the ACC because Virginia Tech beating North Carolina puts Virginia Tech firmly into the NCAA. I think they were leaving things to chance if Wake Forest, who lost to Boston College, and let's say Virginia Tech doesn't get this, you are dealing with a lot of bubble teams. I think it was probably better for the ACC that Virginia Tech did this
Yes.
at Wake Forest's expense potentially, but it's
God,
better that they did this.
every outcome for Wake Forest has been the worst case scenario. Like,
Really has. It really has.
you got Indiana making a run too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's bad.
Now, about the Duke Carolina game, I get the jokes, right? Like, you know what, this is, there's levels to this. There's, this big brain energy from Hubert Davis to lose this game, to not give Coach K an opportunity to get his last win over North Carolina, that he has to sit with the loss. All of those are funny. Every single one of those jokes was funny. I am in no way, shape, or form trying to act like we're above it. Those jokes were funny. I disagree with you, though, about Carolina, though, Brownlow.
What do you mean?
I think Carolina wanted to twist the knife.
Probably, but here's the thing. Considering how tired Carolina looked yesterday,
Yeah.
how capable were they going to be of doing that?
Hey, that's a valid point. That's a valid point. I'm simply saying that if given the opportunity,
Right.
I just like Paolo Banchero after the game when they beat Miami.
Yeah.
To me, I get where they're coming from, and Coach K quickly tried to shut that down in the post-game press conference when somebody asked Paolo Banchero about it. which is fine. That's what Coach K does.
No, Banchero said it on TV.
I know. He said it on TV.
Yeah.
So when people try to follow it up in the post game, Coach K shut that down. Coach K was shutting down a lot of different things, which I'll get to in a second.
Yeah.
But to me, if you're North Carolina, you want that third meeting because it's just twisting the knife. It's just, okay, yeah, we beat you at home. And you can watch that re-air on the ACC network twice today if you want to, which is hilarious to me. But not only did we beat you at home and ruin your finale, we then denied you a tournament title. Like that, like we beat you twice. That's twisting the knife on Coach K.
Yeah, the problem is that, like, I think on some level, Carolina understands that they're not as good as this Duke team. So
that's fine. That's fine. And even
don't want to wake up the beast within. You know what I'm saying?
And let's say there was a third meeting.
Yeah.
And Duke wins. What Carolina fans? Look, you got your ace in the hole. You just go, oh, cool, nice title. We still ruined your home game.
I can't believe they aired that game again.
Twice. The ACC and the ACC network's tweak is hilarious because without context,
yeah.
they're like, oh, watch the farewell, and you see K and his former players around him,
and you're like,
as though it was this triumphant moment. Like, are we just gonna lack context here?
That was wild to me. Do you think he knew? Like, do you think he's okay with it? I really want to know the answer to that. Like,
I don't think he has a say in it. I
mean, I hear you, but you're going to tell me that Coach K calls someone at ACC Network, and I think they take the call.
Maybe.
I don't know.
So, I'd be curious to see what North Carolina does in the NCAA tournament. We talked to Patrick Stevens of the Washington Post about what their seed could be. If they got into the final, he said they could be, they could maybe get as high as a 7 seed, right?
Yeah.
But I'll be curious to see where they end up on Selection Sunday. But look, it's a credit to North Carolina. After they lost to Pitt, the general consensus was this team just is not consistent enough to be able to make the NCAA tournament. They got to beat a good team. They managed to do it twice. They beat Virginia Tech on the road, and then they beat Duke on the road, obviously. So they put themselves in the tournament. Are they a dangerous tournament team? Everybody's a dangerous tournament team right now. The whole thing's freaking wide open. But I still think they get a lot of credit from where they were to where they are now, which is firmly in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're probably going to be like in an 8-9 game, which is not necessarily where you want to be, obviously, because then you have to play a 1 seed in the second round.
Yeah.
But they have a chance to, have a game against somebody that's probably around their level and see if they can win a tournament game, which will be a good experience for them, and then just see what happens. I mean, go into it with no expectations. Who knows? Kind of like Carolina going to Duke, I guess. So who knows what they're capable of if you just let them play loose and remind them that no one thinks they're going to win. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, either way, like you said, it's been an impressive back half of the season here for Carolina. They've done a good job of kind of figuring things out no matter what happens. So
meanwhile, Duke, they found themselves in another tight game with Miami. And I tweeted it out last night towards the end of the game where it gave me a similar vibe of what happened at Cameron Indoor Stadium, and that it's going to come down to a critical rebound. And Paolo Banchero actually pulled that critical rebound down off a missed free throw. They get back to the line. They go. I forgot what they went up by. I think they went up by 4 or 5. Anyway, point being, they got the big plays there down the stretch. Miami also made a lot of unfortunate turnovers down the stretch too. I think they had like a sequence where they turned the ball over 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
And I mean, the fact that Miami had a chance given some of those mistakes down the stretch is a credit to them.
Given Isaiah Wong's performance, which was not good.
Not great.
Yeah.
So, but Duke's issues still are present, and we're sitting here talking about North Carolina, what they could potentially do in the NCAA tournament. Duke's probably going to be a 2 seed, and be a strong 2 seed, obviously. But at some point, I'd love to see Duke completely put it together in these important games, and they just haven't really done that yet. I'm not sure they're capable of doing that.
No, but I do see this as kind of like they've been steadily rebuilding their confidence. I feel like in this tournament so far, in the first game, they should not have been that close against that kind of Syracuse team. I know Syracuse is playing inspired and all of that, and Duke still won the game, but I think that Syracuse just sort of ran out of guys more so than Duke, had to like make plays and be clutch. But they did that in this game. They had to. Miami was not going away, and Miami was not going to stop fighting, and Duke had to make plays, and they were able to do that in this one. So they're kind of, slow and steady. And now they're going to face a Virginia Tech team that's not afraid, that has a lot of experience. And so if they beat Virginia Tech, they're probably going to have to play well to do it. So
yeah. Well, let's wrap it up for this edition of the ACC Panic Room. We will see just how many ACC teams make the NCAA tournament field. If you look at the predictions,
Wake, I want this for you so much.
I don't think Wake's going to get in. I don't think they're going to get in. I can
still see it, but I don't know.
There are people who are arguing that last night Virginia Tech isn't going to get in, which I find hard to believe given their metrics, but we shall see. But we'll see what the NCAA tournament field looks like, and we will talk to you about it on the next